Hello viewers, what necessitated this video is the comment I'm getting from my page where most of the people are asking if you can convert a stabilizer to an inverter. I won't waste much of your time by telling you that the answer is no, because these two devices basically fundamentally have different functions and different components as well. You know, the components inside a stabilizer and inverter are different, you know, so you cannot really convert a stabilizer to an inverter. Stabilizer does a job of stabilizing the current to the required voltage. Maybe let's assume you are looking at having 120 volts or 230 volts. If the current, let's use 120 volts for an example, if the voltage exceeds 120 and gets to 200, the stabilizer does the job of what? Bringing it back to 120. Then if it is below 120, the stabilizer does the job of stepping the voltage up to 120 volts to supply to what? To the end user. So the job is specifically stabilizing the voltage to the required voltage accordingly. You understand? Why an inverter does the job of what? Inverting a DC power to AC power. You can see the difference. They are parallel. You can see the difference. It inverts battery power. Let's assume you have about 12 volts, 24 volts, 48 volts. The inverter will invert that same particular DC volts to AC volts. Maybe you are looking at the inverter we use in our various homes. Some countries use what? 120 volts. Some use 230. So inverter can convert 12 volts DC battery to 230 volts. You understand? It can convert 24, 48, depending to 120, 230, depending on the design, the tonnage on the winding, and the associated discrete electronics components. So this is what is made up of an inverter and a stabilizer. Then here we come. You can convert a UPS. You can convert a UPS to what? To an inverter. But before you do that, you need to consider certain factors in converting a UPS to an inverter. Now, what you need to do is that you need to increase the the internal fan in that UPS in order for you to provide effective cooling system, because converting a UPS to inverter requires you removing the battery. You require a bigger battery in order for the UPS to be able to serve. It means that you are now increasing the current from its original design. It will have more current now, which will bring about heating up. So you need to remove the heat sink that contains what? The MOSFET, the arrangement of the MOSFET inside that UPS, and increase it to a bigger heat sink in order for it to absorb the heat. And you need a bigger fan. You have to introduce what? A bigger fan. But for you to do this, you require the pure knowledge of it. Requires somebody that knows much about electronics. Then you can be able to achieve this. For you to get this thing to function, you need to introduce what? External what? Charger, battery charger that will charge your batteries. Then the UPS does the job of what? Inverting the DC power. Then you have a charger that charges what? The battery. For most of the time, you can achieve that without having external charger. But charging the battery will be what? Difficult. It will be slow, and heating may be so much. And note that most of the UPS are designed to have this particular tripping mechanism. Maybe that make them to last for a shorter time, maybe 30, 45 minutes, some 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the design. You understand? So you need a good electronics knowledge for you to know how to bypass what? That tripping mechanism that times it. You understand? Some of the UPS, some doesn't have it. Some works by heat, but some are basically designed to trip at a certain time. So one must know how to bypass, how to go around it for you to bypass, for you to achieve all these. I'm only trying to point out certain things here, to do some clarification in order for us to know what to do when one wants to do that. This is not so simple or difficult as well, but you can easily do that. The best you can achieve is just changing the battery. I mean, the least you can achieve is changing the battery to a bigger battery, but know that it may not give you the required what you are looking for. For you to do that, to achieve a full inverter, you need to touch in all this, like increasing the fan, increasing the heat sink, providing what an external battery charger, then bypassing what the circuit that does what tripping of the UPS. Thank you for listening. Please do well to subscribe to my channel and hit on the notification bell.